contacting my
Please, can we mute our mics? Thank you, please.
And then you disconnect, coming back in the same session. You understand?
Okay.
Life can get really boring, ranging from what to watch on TV, being too busy at work, then to being tired and lazy to turn up the TV to watch daily news, entertainment, sports, and fashion shows.
Well, at Africunia TV, you can get the height of entertainment with our top weekly exclusives from every sector of the Nigerian entertainment industry.
Have a red button down on the right side. So disconnect from there and then join the new link. Okay?
Okay. I have copied the link address now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
so maybe you save it somewhere, then you disconnect with the red button in this one 2 times, and then you are out of the session, and then you can take the link, click on the link again.
Okay.
To join with the web. Yeah? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Africunia TV, having it your way.
Africunia TV, having it your way.
Life can get really boring, ranging from what to watch on TV, being too busy at work, then to being tired and lazy to turn up the TV to watch daily news, entertainment, sports, and fashion shows.
Well, at Africunia TV, you can get the height of entertainment with our top weekly exclusives from every sector of the Nigerian entertainment industry.
Watch your favorite runways and fashion shows, and also keep you informed so as to be at the peak of your fashion game.
Get ready to be exposed to top talents from every angle of arts and culinary experts in the country. Latest news on Nigerian politics, business initiative and networks, stocks and general views of the nation's economic growth every single day.
Don't forget sports. You also get latest news on sports. Watch latest games all from the screen of your mobile phone through our daily online TV streaming platform. Viewers from children to adults are provided educational programs to help boost their individual lifestyle as a whole.
We are definitely adding our spice to your world.
We are Africunia, keeping you educated, informed, and entertained.
Africunia TV, having it your way.
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 Debbie, can we start now, please?
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so welcome. I apologize first of all for the inconvenience. It was actually due to technical issues. Apologies for that. So good afternoon, and I welcome you to another roundtable edition And we are pleased, Africunia TV and the Masterclass initiative, we're really excited to bring you this wonderful conversation today. And we have a very insightful and impactful educative section lined up today. So it's obvious that our keynote speaker, who was supposed to be Dr. Masimba Mavaza, I don't think is available for today's edition. So we'll be going straight to the introductory part. All of the panelists, everyone here, would actually introduce themselves so we can get to know where we're speaking from around the world. Because I'm sure I saw someone from Zambia. I know not every one of us is from Nigeria or actually listening and watching from Nigeria. So we'll start with ourselves. Okay, please, before we proceed, if you're not supposed to talk, can you please mute your mic? Thank you. Thank you so much. I think this is Nathaniel. Please. Thank you. So yes, we'll actually introduce ourselves as the panelists so we can get to know where we're talking from and watching and listening from. Thank you very much. So I see AMB Alusin. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Apologies if that's the case. So you can unmute your mic now and introduce yourself. Thank you. Alusin, can you hear me? You can introduce yourself now.
Okay, I am AMB Ambassador Alusain Lulu Bangura, the National Youth Ambassador Sierra Leone and the Administrator of Youth Build Sierra Leone, a technical vocational training institute in Sierra Leone.
Okay, that was quite impressive. It's good to have you here, Alusain. I think that's correct, Ambassador Alusain. It's good to have you here once again. Nathaniel, if that is correct, yeah. So
I'm Nathaniel Kande Conte from Sierra Leone. I'm the IT instructor for Youth Build Sierra Leone. We are now staying at McKinney. I'm just too proud to see my ambassador in this session. That's my ambassador. I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was impressive. Yeah. I have Mr. Obina Ejinaya from 9 News. Hi, Mr. Obina.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Mr. Obina Ejinaya, publisher of 9 News Nigeria. It's my pleasure to be in session with you, and I want to thank the Masterclass organizers in what you guys are doing. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Obina. It's good to have you here. And I hope our contributions and insights to this will be very impactful today. Okay, I have Amara. Hi, Amara. Hello, Amara. Can you hear me? Okay, I don't think he can. Amara, if you can hear me, unmute your mic and please respond. Okay, so I don't think he can, and his connection is quite poor. So we have Mr. Babatunde, who is actually the founder of this initiative, this roundtable talk. Hi, Mr. Babatunde. Babatunde, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Okay, so shall we begin? Oh, sorry. To everyone who was unable or who is unable to join, I think when we start, they were able to join in. So today's roundtable discussion will be centered on legal and ethics. And under that, we'll be looking at the ethical issues surrounding the use of social networks. I'm sure everyone knows that's what we'll be discussing today. And I'm the panelist. I can't wait for each and every of the panelists to share their view and to educate us on this very apt and diverse topic. So I think I'll be starting with Mr. Obina. Can you hear me, Mr. Obina?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so we would love to hear your view on this topic, ethical issues surrounding the use of social network. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's a big subject matter. The ethical issues surrounding the social networks is a big subject matter in terms of information technology. So because our lives now involve a lot of use of social media and a lot of use of most interactions are done via the technology, via the electronic medium. So, and it posed a serious issue of ethics. So first of all, before I proceed, I was just told by Babatunde that I will speak on this issue maybe a few minutes before I joined, in spite of the fact that there was a lot of delay, which actually weighed on my own side because of my other engagements. But I thank God for the perseverance that you people have really employed to keep us going. And so talking on the subject matter, there are things that I would like us to, first of all, focus our understanding on. The first one in the subject matter, the subject and the object of the matter, which is social, first of all, the ethical issues. So it's good that we understand the ethics, which means what are the rights and wrongs, which are perspectives, depends on individual perspectives. It depends, ethics depends on you. It depends on certain kind of people from certain kind of location, on geographical locations. What is right to you may not be right to me. What you think is acceptable may not be acceptable to me. So we talk of ethics as things that people consider, a set of people from a group or from a location or a group of people think that is acceptable, maybe by law or maybe by cultural acceptance. So they will think, okay, this is okay. So, and this may differ to other people. So that is looking at ethics. So we now look at ethical differences as one point. So going on the other object matter, which is social networks. Social networks is avenue by which people connect together to each other for the sole purpose of sharing information or discussing issues, exchanging ideas, or exchanging pleasantries. It could be an avenue for us to enjoy each other, or to talk, or to gossip, or to share information, or to train each other, or to whatever thing we do. But it entails connectivity. So now, if we link both things together, which is ethical issues surrounding that social networking, and because of IT availability, we now have a medium by which people socialize, people network to socialize for purposes that are peculiar to them. And that medium could be the social media. It could be the social media. So in this case, we talk of ethical issues surrounding the use of social media to network. So because we look at the players in this social networking, the players, the actors are people who may have different kind of backgrounds. They may have some religious backgrounds that are different from the others. They may have geographical differences. They may have legal differences too. So, and they may have personality differences too. So all these things, because they come from people that make up the network, they pose a problem. They pose a problem because what you, Debbie, might think is right in Nigeria may not be right in Singapore, or may not be right in Sierra Leone, or may not be right in Australia, where I live. It may not be right in England, so it may not be right in India. So these things pose problem of ethics, ethical acceptance, or ethical barriers, or ethical voids, things that we don't want. So that's where the issues come up. Because why did these issues come up? They come up because of those, because we network, we come together through electronic medium. So if you are coming from Nigeria, you're going to come with your cultural embodiment. What makes you a Nigerian, you will introduce it into that sphere, into that atmosphere of the network. So you may be people that like, maybe you like to drink. So in our social sphere, which is the network platform, you may like to be introducing things that have to do with alcohol so much, or you have so much things about religious affiliation. You may be a Muslim, you will tend to introduce things that are more of Islamic, or I may be a Christian. So whatever background a person, the players in the network platform have, they churn them out, they bring them out. So, and these things pose issues. Sometimes they lead to issues like privacy intrusion. You may break into people's privacy. You may also believe somebody. You may also intimidate somebody. You may also kind of corrupt somebody's principle, personal principle, because if I don't like these things you are bringing into the sphere, into the atmosphere, then you are now offending me. So to control some of these things, there are legal issues. So some countries make laws to forbid certain things. So, and it still cause more problems in the I don't want to keep talking and talking because I don't know how much time we have left, but I just hope that we understand how ethics weigh on the social networking, that our different affiliations, different backgrounds, different personalities are the things that we bring into the network platform that also cause problem, because what you think is right may be wrong to me. So in terms of apart from the personal aspect, governments, companies, organizations also have their ethical acceptances, the things that they think is good. This is how we do it in our company. This is how we do it in our government. This is how we do it in our country. And when it contradicts how another person does it, it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. So there's always issues of ethic in the use of social network media. And I think it gives also a burden, a problem to the social media networks like Facebook, Twitter. Like I remember recently when Twitter had to delete the tweet by the Nigerian president when he said he would deal with people. So Twitter saw this as something that is not good. Like it's a kind of, it could lead to, I don't know, I forgot the right word, but it's not acceptable when you're threatening to deal with some kind of people. So these are interferences in ethical acceptances. What is good? Maybe the government think is good to say this, but in other countries, for example, America, which owns Twitter, they consider it that is a threat to people's lives and freedom. So, and to control this bad aspect of ethical issues in the social networking sphere, organizations and the networking media have introduced some kind of privacy laws or terms of practice, things that is acceptable. That when you break those, for example, if you are in Australia, you are not allowed to share videos of people being killed. If in Australia they see a video of people being killed in your video, you will go to prison. All those abuse that you see. So that's why, like me, Nigerians always share those videos and they share to me. But I quickly delete them because it could land me in trouble. But in Nigeria, they consider it acceptable to share it. So these are some ethical conflicts in this use of social media, in the social networking media. So when you share a video that has some sexual scenes in them, to some degree, if it involves a child, a minor, the person that has that video in their phone will go to prison straight away. Straight away. So that's why sometimes I get videos from Nigeria and I know that they don't know what they're doing. But these are the ethical issues that we're talking about. So in terms of country to country and geographical locations. So I think so far this is how far I will go. But if you want me to go further, I will still explain more.
Thank you so much, Mr. Obina. I'm still going to come back to you because we have a lot of questions lined up that you actually help us answer. But we would like to hear one other person's opinion on these ethical issues and social networks. Like you said, what works in Australia doesn't work in Nigeria, and the same goes to other countries. So we'd have to hear the view from people from other parts of the world. And so I'll be throwing it to Alusign. So Alusign, I would like to hear, or we would like to hear your view concerning these ethical issues and social media networks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Obina. The analysis you stated has helped to guide the discussion. So I would like to limit myself to the current situation here in my country, Sierra Leone, to be better informed if you want to come to Sierra Leone. How are things being done here? What are the ethical issues on social media? It is sad to say that here in Sierra Leone, it is just quite recently that the government here in Sierra Leone is developing what they call a cyber law. So has been tabled to the House of Parliament to be able to see that the National Communication Company or the state.
Sorry, Alusign. Sorry to cut you. I'm using mic. Thank you.
So, yes, are you getting me now? So we have the NATSCOM, which is the regulatory body here in Sierra Leone, but this bill has been tabled to Parliament to be able to see that they control these social media. I used to call it the new media, to control the use, how people use the social media. But for now, you still have a situation here in Sierra Leone where anybody can just take anything from anywhere and just post it. No regulations at all. You have somebody can take a punk video and just send it anywhere. So to me, it's quite a very big challenge. Let's say there are people who cannot stand to see blood, but people will just take photos from maybe a gruesome accident that just happened somewhere. Somebody can take those pictures and forward them without even consulting with the person. Can you stand to watch blood or whatever? No. So the ethical issues here in social media in my country, Sierra Leone, is actually a very big challenge. One, with content. I learned that, so I didn't go any formal kind of setting to learn that it is not good to send this and this. But even when you watch the BBC, if they want to share, sorry, if the BBC want to share anything that they think can be disturbing, they will tell you, please don't watch. But if you can stand watching disturbing content, you can go ahead. But that's a very big problem. So when we use the social media, most people will just particular about ourselves. I just share. What is okay for me might be okay for another person. And that's not the case. Because if we cannot stand some other things, there are other people who cannot stand that too. So we must have respect for other people. We must have respect for the privacy of people. We must have respect for the way people feel and think. That's why I said from the submission of Mr. Obina, he said this can be viewed by different societies. Maybe it is acceptable here. I must also be able to know that what is acceptable here in Sierra Leone might not be acceptable to somebody in Australia, might not be acceptable to somebody in Nigeria. So we must be very conscious when we are in the social media, so respecting the feelings or perceptions of other people. But like I said, Here in Sierra Leone, the social media is not regulated at all. At all. I think they are just doing it now. And this has created so many problems. Yeah? So for here, we are hoping to in my country, West Africa, Sierra Leone, we are hoping to see a situation wherein people respect other people when using the social media. Maybe the inception of this cyber law will create a whole different. But again, my fears, all these years in Sierra Leone, people had used the social media the way they want, sharing content, defamatory things, just like that. Introducing this law in my country without communicating to especially young people proactively so they will start to know that this is bad. If I do this, it's wrong. We'll have so many people that will land in the hands of the police because of not knowing to do the right thing. Because they have used to the abnormal. To them, it is normal. I can take a porn picture and just send it anywhere. The social media is not regulated. Nobody cares. But if these regulations are held in Sierra Leone, in my country, it will be a very big problem to so many people who are not using the social media ethically. So I think this is an opportunity for us to have this decent discourse about ethical issues on social media. Like few can be able to know that if I do this, it is wrong. Or if I do that, another person will not feel good. So sharing this platform will be well informed that it's not about how I feel, but it's about having an utmost concern about what other people might think or feel if I share this piece. So I think I'll stop here for now. So listen to other people.
Thank you so much for this time. Okay, please, if you're not speaking, can you unmute your mic? Thank you. Thank you so much, Alice. That was really a great one. So Nathaniel, I don't know, since you're also from Sierra Leone, do you have any other thing to add to what Alice said or said?
Yeah, I'm just want to analyze like things that I just learned from this particular session. As an IT professional skill guy, for today I learned something very, very important from Mr. Obina. I don't know if that is the name. Like the rules of ethics, especially in Sierra Leone, just like what my ambassador has just said. The past month in our country, the government are trying to enforce the cybercrime. Where the majority in the country don't buy the idea. But like some of us in the social media, we are using some particular social media platform that have rules. So the moment the government will analyze on this cybercrime, we understand what it means. Just like TikTok, because it's my favorite social media. TikTok also have ethics. It just don't forward videos like that. Just like what Mr. Obina said, you will not forward an accident videos on TikTok. The rules policy in the TikTok community will not allow even to display it. It will be dismissed by the rules policy of TikTok. Let me say we in Sierra Leone we have this common attitude. Maybe I'm having a confrontation with Ambassador Lulu, and I'm seeing a porn video from Ambassador Lulu, or any videos that will not allow from Ambassador Lulu to be out. I just have the authority to send it any social media I feel in my country. This is the particular side we are living. Like for today's session, I really appreciate this teaching. I also have an experience on those ethics in social networking. just like what Obina has tried to analyze on. In social networking, you meet with different peoples. Then everyone has his or her own ethics, his or her own way of behavior. So maybe I'm a Christian. I came from a Christian background. I have that Christian ethics in me. The another group I meet with, they are Muslims. They have their own way of living. They have their own Muslim ethics way. So like totally we have these particular challenges in the social network ethics as we are saying. So like the first day, I really do understand in this social media ethics. Obviously, like today, I gain a lot of it. The first day I start to have this challenge on TikTok, I messaged TikTok personally. I think, what is the problem? I have some videos that I would make and post on TikTok. The policy, the ethics on TikTok will not allow it to be displayed. Then I don't understand the ethics rules on it. So I try to message them and ask this question, what is the problem? From there, they give me the ethics rules of TikTok, where I learned that not all videos will share just like that. And for I now, I'm from the country where we have no ethics on it. You can just share whatever video you think to share. So like I thoroughly face this challenge. But the moment I go over the policy and read the rules, I start to know, oh, I'm in a different ethics. In this ethics, they don't accept this. So even though I'm from this community where this is acceptable, but from this ethics now, in this community, this particular thing will not acceptable. Even I learned from my brother too, he also live in Australia. For sometimes whenever a problem happen in Sierra Leone, like accident or any fight take place somewhere, the video will be out on WhatsApp groups. I'm usually like to forward it to him. One day he messaged me say, oh Nathaniel, in Australia we don't share this type of videos. So like sometimes when you share this video, my conscience just feel like, oh, I'm guilty on a crime. Where I am, these things will not accepted. But I knew that in Sierra Leone, it's not a law, it's acceptable. But please stop forwarding this thing, because whenever I see this thing in my phone, I feel guilty, like, oh, I am committed a crime. So like he take a time and teach me the rules in Australia, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. So like I just have to stop here to say to everyone, today's session I really learned a lot. So like, things that I've always been wondering, why these things don't work like that. I feel this perception that any community have their own rules. So the moment you go out of the rules of this particular community, it will not be acceptable. So thanks a lot to join this session. I gained a lot.
Okay, you're not leaving yet. Because we still have lots, lots in line. So Mr. Obina, I'm coming back to you. We've looked at the individual perspective of this social media networks, and we've had an understanding that what works for you might not work for me, and what's not. But let's look at the government's perspective. Now, would we say, now this is generally, would we say the government has really put in a lot in trying to curb all of this, ethical issues? Or would we say they care less and they're just folding their hands to whatever happens in the social media networks?
Okay. By government, which government do you mean?
Okay, now we're going to speak it from a general tone now, because we're not just dealing with Australia.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say you should have or I assume you have a few knowledge about the Nigerian social media networks and how it works.
Yes.
And now Nathaniel and Alusin, they've given us a brief explanation on how the Sierra Leone social media ethical issue works. So now, analyzing these three, do you think the government is really doing a good job, or the government is just less concerned about it?
Okay. I wouldn't like to address the issue of Sierra Leone. I will address the issue based on the Western countries, because what's applicable in Australia is the same as in USA, most of them, or Canada or England. And then I will address from the perspective of Nigeria, which I am a Nigerian and I know, being a publisher of Nigerian media organization, so I should know how things run. So I know. So I think the problem we have, that there are two sets of issues in terms of ethical acceptance and rejection. First of all, is in terms of personal issues, then organizational issues, then government issues. Personal issues could be you are showing me this video that I don't like, or you are sharing this content that I don't like. That's personal to me. For example, WhatsApp, even if government regulate things, they may not be, even if the organization, for example, the social media network, for example, Twitter or Facebook, even if they have some regulation, it will be to an extent. For example, WhatsApp can't, I don't know how WhatsApp could regulate people. You, Debbie, sending me some content which do not go in line with my own personal ethical acceptance. So, so this is personal issue. Then on the side of government, because we in this world, because I'm an IT, and I have IT background. In fact, I'm an IT professional. So, and in this era of the world, this is an era of freedom of information. So while we are also trying to clamor for regulations, we also clamor for freedom of information flowing. So we do not want to give the government the hand to regulate some flow of information. So we're looking at it from two angles. Whereas we still want the government to regulate things that are obtrusive to people, things be offensive to individuals. We also don't want government to regulate the flow of information, because what government can say is ethical to them may not be ethical to us. What is acceptable, what government may say, we don't want it to say that Buhari is a bad leader. To them, it's right, but to us, it's not right. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So we need to consider, by the time we are talking of or encouraging the government to regulate this aspect of social media network, we also don't want to give them so much open or so much freedom to now regulate our freedom to opinions, freedom of speech, freedom to access information, and freedom to express our own how we feel. So I think what the government need to do, even in Sierra Leone, judging from what the Sierra Leoneans said, is the government have to sensitize and let people know that certain things should not be shared. And moreover, how would we don't want to encourage government to regulate social media. So even in Western countries, they do not regulate social media because on social media, there are ethical contradictions. Because it's a social network, someone from USA could be communicating with someone in Nigeria. So government in USA cannot regulate what someone in Nigeria can share to someone in USA. They could regulate what someone in USA can possess. For example, what is on your phone. So the people that have the sole responsibility of controlling what is in the social media sphere is the organization itself, for example, Twitter or Facebook or TikTok. So we do not want to put it into the government's hands to control what people should share, but to control what people should possess. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah, sure. I totally understand. I understand you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Are you still with us? Nathaniel. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, can you answer the question? Do you think, okay, now, in Africa, we know that the government sometimes they say things and they don't tend to do it, or they say things and they don't get to take what they say seriously. They just say it because of the press or because of paper, so people can say, oh, they actually said it. So do you really think the government in Sierra Leone are really going about this regulation of social media, or they care less and they just say what they say because so people in the other part of the world have to know that okay, they are working.
From my own perception, sometimes. Hello?
Nathaniel, please can you mute your mic? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, sign.
Okay,
Okay, Nathaniel, you can carry on.
okay. Like the question is, for Sierra Leone, sometimes, in my own perception, we don't blame the government too much. Like my country, we have something like the moment the government make up a decision, the opposition party will look at, oh, this is not right for us. They are implementing this law because of us, so we are not accepting this law. So maybe sometimes it come a riot in the country. Example like this cyber crime. The ruling party, which is the SLPP, tried to enforce on this cyber crime. The opposition party, the APC, they come together and formulate the message that this cyber crime is thoroughly enforced because of us. So let us not accept this law. And the supporters also demonstrate in this session. So the government don't have the chance to enforce on this law. When the parliament came together to enforce on this law, to vote so that they can say if this cyber crime will be enforced in this country, that the social media will have ethics rules. The majority don't accept. So like the government don't have way to enforce on this law because of the opposition party. Just like what Mr. Obina has said, sometimes I think that the social media platform have the rules, also have the way also to limit certain things like this. Like Twitter now, first, whatever you tweet on Twitter, it not be deleted by Twitter, either good or bad, either you insult the other person or what. But now the rules in Twitter, the moment you insult someone on Twitter, then Twitter see this particular message you are tweeting, it will be offended by the particular person you are trying to insult. Twitter will personally delete it. It will not be tweeted. Also to TikTok and other. In Sierra Leone, the only social media that don't have rules, especially WhatsApp and Facebook. Whatever picture or whatever post you want to post on Facebook or WhatsApp, it have no policy. You know, either you feel either you're insulting the next person or you're not, it will just accept it just like that. So like, I don't know, the social media platform also have a great role to play on this, just like how others did. This is my own opinion.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Alusign. Okay, works really bad. So Mr. Obina, when you were addressing the individual perspective, I think the points of cyber stalking and cyberbullying, which is also a very big and broad issue when it comes to social media. So please, can you expatiate on, on the two words, cyberbullying and cyber stalking?
Okay. So these are part of the ethical conflicts. In fact, the one of the problems that social media networks have also provided. While we enjoy the good side of social media, we have some bad sides of it, which include bullying, call it cyberbullying, and the stalking too. Bullying is when you make somebody to feel bad or you abuse somebody virtually. That's cyberbullying. When you abuse somebody virtually via online, it could be by telling them things that they shouldn't hear. You could start telling somebody you are ugly, you are this, or you just abuse them. As bullying. People, like in the Western world, many kids have committed suicide because of what somebody told them online. Yeah. So, and these things are one of the major, including fake news, the sharing of fake news on the social media, and the bullying and stalking, and they are major issues that social media networks are really working hard on how to cope, how to solve. But I don't think they are doing enough in terms of the organizations that own social media network. They're not doing enough, but they are trying seriously to, through some software algorithms, mark some words, mark some things, and notice when someone is abusing another person. But because it's electronic, sometimes it may not be able to do much that's required. But that's been a problem. So social stalking is when you are actually persistently harassing somebody online or monitoring people. So there are incidents where thieves or robbers or criminals had to gather information from their victims through social media. So this also posed a problem. So I don't know whether I addressed what you want me to address, but if I have not, then please let me know so I will say more.
Yes, you have. I wanted you to address what social media, cyberbullying and cyber stalking is, and you've done that correctly, because there was a time in Nigeria during I think after the NSAS issues, we had problems of kidnapping through social media, and most of these predators got their victims through cyber stalking. So now what I want to say is, do you think the profound solution to this problem is to totally eradicate social media? Or would it be safe to say eradicating social media totally would bring, a permanent solution to this problem?
Okay, so because social media networks have provided human beings the ability to break the barriers geographical barriers and break many barriers and still go ahead and socialize and network with others, irrespective of their geographical location or backgrounds. So it's giving an opportunity that is enormous and profound that we cannot undermine and we cannot say we can do away with because of some vices that it came with. So I think what we need to do, which social media networks are doing also, is sensitization, information through information sharing, alerting people of this problem, and also they are doing it by giving an opportunity or an avenue whereby you can report somebody who is a bully. You can report somebody who is a bully to the social network owners, and they could, delete that person or block that person. And you have also option to block such person. So it all borders on knowledge. Before you decide to join the social media network, you should be well knowledgeable. You should be well aware how things work and what you need to do to protect yourself. So you have to be aware of the privacy aspect of social media networking.
Thank you very much. But we're going to go for a break now. But when we come back, we'll have to ponder on more solutions to this social media cyber stalking and cyberbullying. And after that, we'll look into the advertising agencies, those that deal with promotions and products. Let's ponder on their impact on social networks, these ethical issues. So we'll go for the breakdown. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Masterclass Initiative is an African educational organization founded by Babatunde Adekombi, a media communicator, that kickstarted in April 2020 with the aim of creating virtual opportunities for learning on practical subjects, connecting university students, young entrepreneurs, and mid-entry. The Masterclass Initiative is an African educational organization founded by Babatunde Adekombi, a media communicator, that kickstarted in April 2020 with the aim of creating virtual opportunities for learning on practical subjects, connecting university students, young entrepreneurs, and mid-entry level job seekers to businesses, academics, and organizational leaders for personal and communal development. The Masterclass Initiative started as a WhatsApp forum in which resourceful persons come in to educate learners on practical subjects that focus on career and job development, business strategy and branding, legal and ethics, science and technology. From its inception, the level of engagement and participation have grown periodically and rapidly. The need for virtual learning came into better fine-tuning the concept and engaging more resourceful persons internationally. The Masterclass is now recorded on Zoom, streamed live on Facebook, with an average attendance of 100 participants cutting across university students, young entrepreneurs, and job seekers. As of today, the Masterclass Initiative has equally been able to give privilege to some of the participants to serve as Masterclass moderators, giving them an opportunity to build their presentation and communication skills, to interact closely and extensively with the invited speakers. The Masterclass Initiative has been able to partner with some organizations, both locally and internationally, like Africunia TV channel, Legal Media and Insights, MVIT India, and the Mints Connect Consultancy. These partners have been able to contribute technically to the goal of the initiative, making it more visible to more people. The Masterclass Initiative is solely and keenly interested in the depopulation of unemployment by ensuring participants get opportunities in the aspects of the job from the facilitator. In the coming year, the Masterclass Initiative equally plans to set up an extensive entrepreneurial hub for growth and development of entrepreneurs, a virtual book club to generate more sales for authors, and also to give them the opportunity to share practicalities of their work and set up a Masterclass Academy for college students to enhance their classroom learning by making partnerships available to make use of the available technical tools.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so before we went on the break, Mr. Obina was giving us solutions to curbing cyberbullying and stalking. And I mentioned before we went for the break that we'll be focusing on advertising agencies. We're focusing on the role they play in ethical issues when it comes to social media network. So, Alucin, can you would you say that the advertising agency have they've portrayed a positive and good role in their products and promotion on social media?
Very brutal with it. That's who I am. So very honestly, I will tell you, most of the advertising industries are not only few that are very ethical in their promotion, but they are not, because there are content when you are advertising. There are content that small children cannot, you cannot allow them to watch. So you have this different professionalism in producing content for advertisement. I can say there are other regulations somewhere, but here in Sierra Leone, it is sad to say that most of these people doing advertisements, promoting what they are doing, are not conscious about will be what will be the reaction of people watching that. So to me, most of these advertising companies are not ethical at all. There are content that they didn't supposed to share. There are words that you're not supposed to say during an advertisement. Yeah, people that had background in media or whatever, they can tell you that there are words you cannot use on the media. But here, the advertising companies can just be anything. Take somebody from nowhere, maybe with just a little video editing background, then I am putting my contents out. That is it. They are not looking at. They are not actually looking at the professional way of doing things. So to me, here in Sierra Leone, I'm not talking bad against my country. Of course, it is one of the best countries in the world. Obida, whether you agree or not, that will be a topic for another discussion. But I'm telling you that we have so many people who are not professional in advertising, and it's a very big problem because there are words you cannot say. If children hear them, I have a 3-year-old girl. She cuts up everything, even TikTok. You leave your phone, she'll be going on TikTok watching, and she knows what she wants. So you see, and there are other advertisements you see, even professional. You see politicians on TV using some kind of statements that are not appropriate, and they didn't have that quick detector to be able to cut off that word. That is not correct. That should not kind of technology. Like you can be watching if it's a pre-recorded program. If there is any word that they think
Is network
well with the listeners, I don't care. No, they will just say whatever they want to say, even from the politicians. Before I had a very terrible network, there was this issue Nathaniel was analyzing about the government. Are they serious about putting the right laws in place? For me, I will say yes and no, because most of them are doing it from, like here, they are doing it to score a political goal. maybe the opposition are using the social media to kind of blast heavily for them. So they want to use the cyber law as a remedy to kind of mitigate the way the opposition is using the social media to damage them. And from another angle, the opposition will say, we are seeing this law. This law is a witch hunt. We will not allow them to have this as a law in this country. But if it is from a genuine perspective, building the ethical platform, building that kind of ethical situation we want to see in social media, that's my daughter will grow up knowing that, yes, I have rights to use the social media, but it must be regulated. The social media, but I must also know that if I post this content out, it is a crime. If it is from that angle, then I would say yes, the governments here in Sierra Leone are doing well to kind of institute the cyber crime, but maybe they are doing that to kind of have a way of holding the opposition from saying what bad laws. That's why we're here to kind of advocate heavily. So we'll know that if we are setting up laws, no, it's not just for us, it's about for the generations yet unborn. Let them know how to care for other people. Them. It's about other people, what other people will think, what other people will think about our country. Like we have a popular, somebody here in Thailand, very popular using social media. Every morning we say, for our local way of speaking, we have our crew here. He will say, Fambuluna money, no, I don't come back today with tonight. The guy is called Adebayo. He's very popular. He is using WhatsApp to send some scary messages. So even the president was making a statement once on the television. He said, like this man, they call Adebayo. So intentionally, it's about cutting people who are we cannot even think of those people. Yeah, what we are thinking about is about the generations yet unborn. So they will meet laws that will guide society, not laws that will just politicians will do to guide themselves. That is the problem. So the commitment, I am not seeing it moving from a honest angle, but rather protecting themselves.
Thank you so much, Alisai. So, Mr. Obina, back to the question. What is your take on advertising agency regarding this ethical issues on social networks?
Okay. Like we said, that social network, one of the purposes is to also market your ideas and products. So, and this is the age of capitalism. So the age of capitalism is the age where people count on how they will make money more than any other thing. So the companies and organizations, just like I would say 9 News Nigeria, we share our news ferociously, like we want to share the news to anybody. So sometimes personally, I also think to myself, by the time these people are sharing the news, it may be when they share the news, like I was just speaking with my friend in another country, and he said that he hasn't been getting news because one of his phones broke down. And I said, oh, sorry, let me add you in this one that you used to call me. Let me add you to our WhatsApp group. And he said, no. I'll wait till I repair the other one because they send a lot of information and data. So that is a breach of, kind of privacy or comfort when we're trying to make our content available to everybody. In fact, we are ready to make our content available to at least every day 1 million people. So because we want to maximize our own interest, so this now pose a problem of what do you call it? A problem where you now abuse the privilege that is presented by social media networking. So the organizations that are placing advice and they cause kind of intrusive appealing. They'll be showing you things that you don't even want to know to see. Sometimes they are doing it. The graphic design is so appealing that you'll be forced to click on them, and by clicking on them, they're making money. Sometimes some of them, not just by clicking, they could also make you to buy things that you don't even need. So the advertisement platforms take advantage of these social media networks, and it's one of the problems that we face. But they are unavoidable. We cannot say, okay, block advertisements. It only borders on personal knowledge, personal acknowledgement. You have to know that you have to educate yourself on how to go about social media. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. So I would say we're making progress, or we've made tremendous progress, because we've been able to look at the individual perspective, the government's perspective, and advertising perspective. Now, with all being said, I don't know if you have more things to say about this issue on ethical issues on social media, Mr. Obina. Just like a closing conclusion and remark about everything you said, and give us more solution, because you only highlighted one, because you strongly kicked against curbing social media totally. So give us a closing remark and more solutions to this problem.
Okay. The social media, like I always say, is a very good thing that happened to us in terms of information and networking and socializing. Interacting with each other has been made easy. For example, now I could see you, I could see Ambassador, I could see Nathaniel, I could see you, Debbie. I'm not seeing the convener of this meeting, Babatunde. I'm not seeing him. I've not seen him anywhere. So, but next time, I hope he will make himself available visually. So, I really want to appreciate this opportunity. It's been many times that he's been inviting me, and I've been busy. In fact, in the next 14 minutes, I'll be joining a very big conference. It's a political conference that is a very big one. So I've been very, very busy, and thank God that I'm able to join today. And the topic is the one that is a burning issue, is the one that affects every one of us. And we want to thank the think tanks, the inventors of social media. We want to thank them because they gave us opportunity to do all this. For example, this video conferencing is a social media platform. So we thank them. And but like I said, if you go to Obix Technology, obixtech.com, that's my IT website. Obix Tech Technology, obixtech.com, OBIXTECH. You will see some of the things I wrote. In fact, I did a project in IT, and I wrote about social media, one of my projects. So the major way of solving some of these vices is just by personal knowledge. The government also, and the government, to three ways, I would say. personal knowledge, be knowledgeable on things that you need to do and what you don't need to do, how things can be harmful to you. For example, when you go to YouTube, some other people go to YouTube to look for bad things. Some other people go to YouTube to listen to gospels. Some other people go to YouTube to watch news. Some other people go to watch their favorite celebrities. Some go there to do other things. In fact, some of them get addicted to some things. So, it just depends on individual decision. And that's how we that are IT players, we want IT to be, information to be free to everybody. We don't want government to regulate anything about information, but we would like enterprises like organizations that own the network platform to regulate whatever thing they like to regulate. If you regulate, for example, now Zoom has regulated their own platform to some extent, which made people to start looking for other media to use for video conferencing. So organizations have rights to dictate their own ethical confinements. These are the things we allow in this organization. In this social network, we allow this, we don't allow this, but it's not government dictating for everybody, because there should be room for information flow, free information flow. In fact, in the Western world, there's nothing you want to know that you can't know. If you ask the government, I want to know about this, they will give it to you. So it's free, there's freedom of information, but organizations restrict that freedom based on organization. It's their own ethical, whatever. So number one is individual being knowledgeable, know where you're going. This is how to handle things on Facebook. I shouldn't click on some things. I shouldn't watch some things. So it's individual decision. Number two is organizations that own social media networks should regulate things. Number three, government should make policies that border on possessions other than flow. Possession, because if you don't possess it, you may not be able to share it. If you don't have a video of a child pornography, you can't share it. So when police catch you with a mobile phone that has videos of pornography, you'll be penalized. You face the law. When police catch you having a video of people being killed, for example, if the police in Nigeria are working, all this video of people that are being killed or kidnapped is evidence that could give them a hint to catch the perpetrators of the crime. Because they will now trace, how did this enter into the social media network? Who was the person that shared? When they catch you on your phone, you say, oh, who gave you this video? You say, somebody shared it on our group. They now say, okay, let me see the group. They go to the group. They see, oh, it's somebody that shared it from Uganda. Oh, they now, even if it's in Uganda, but now they've known the person that shared it in Nigeria. So they will know the source. Social media gives room for you to also trace the source of forbidden content. So these are the aspects that the bad aspect of social media can be controlled. First of all, by personal knowledge, discipline, self-discipline. Secondly, by the organizations that own the platforms. Thirdly, by government control the possession of wrong things. So I think Debbie is having technical issues. So, but we that are online, if you have any question, you can still ask me.
I am the new moderator now. Baba
Yeah,
today.
that'd be great.
So, are we having ladies and gentlemen? What's the time now? But you said you have another meeting, so we'd like to have a networking kind of situation. We'll follow you via your website to see what you are doing. But most importantly, I think it's a very fruitful discussion. We're able to learn from your analysis. This quite recent statement you made, the personal awareness, the
Hello?
personal we need to what we need to imbibe. So I
Hello, can you hear me?
hello.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me there?
Yes, go ahead.
Good. I would like us to go. Sorry? Hello?
Hello. Yeah, I hear
All right,
you.
okay. Let's just have go for a short break while let's go for a short break while we.
Okay.
Shopping was going to grocery stores and waiting on long lines to get grocery products. But change is the only constant thing people believe in. People now feel uncomfortable and time-consuming going to crowded markets. This has become the new normal as it saves a lot of time. At VendorBuy, we are an e-commerce marketplace where we offer a secure escrow system for the safety of both buyers and sellers. Start non-stop online shopping with efficient home delivery, new collections, and trustworthy products. Contrary to popular belief, everyone can now own a store, which is trading of all kinds of legal products on VendorBuy. Our e-commerce platform will open 24 hours, 7 days a week via online stores, coupled with an efficient delivery service. Our payment is highly secure and will be integrated with an half-cash payment gateway system that accepts cryptocurrency alongside other payment methods. Protect yourself from counterfeit products by using vendor-buy platforms to buy and sell both new and used products. Welcome to VendorBuy Market in your
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me? I said we are moving to the section of question and answer. If you have any question, please bring them in so the moderator can do we can answer the questions. Anyone with questions, please let's hear you. Okay, since Debbie is back, I would hand over to Debbie. She'll take it from here. Thank you.
Sorry, apologies. I had good bad technical issues. I'm sorry. The network here is quite bad. It threw me out. Sorry about that. Okay, Mr. Obina, do I still have you here? Okay, Alison. Alison, can you hear me?
Clear, very clear, man.
Okay, once again, I apologize for the network issue. I'm so sorry. So, Mr. Obina was giving his contribution to everything we spoke about today. So I don't know, do you have any other things to contribute to this cyber issues that we have in our country?
Yes, I think what we need in all of the analysis from the viewpoint of from the point of view of other speakers, especially Mr. Obina, the most important emphasis here is that personal regulations. We need to set up individually personal regulations, social media regulations that will help us to kind of censor what even we do at a personal level. Like if I want to post anything out, let me know, how would I feel? So let us have a um, personal regulation strategy. Personally, it's not about what the government will say. Like from the point of view of Obina, it's not everything. Even if the document is sent out, they prepared, different countries have their cyber laws or whatever. It is also a responsibility to know that what is convenient for me not be convenient to for another person. So we regulate ourselves personally, knowing that we have different cultures. So I must respect another person's culture. We have different religion. I have to respect another person's religion as I want another person to respect mine. So it's about also personal discipline. Let's don't just think about ourselves, but other people. I think that's the catch in the whole of this discussion. It's not about all the time they need to tell us, you don't do this on social media. You don't do that. They don't need to set up laws for our personal discipline. There are things to do them personally. So I think that's my parting statement.
Thank you so much, Alusine. You've really given us so many educative tips, yourself and Mr. Obina. Thank you so much, and thank you. I would love to thank you both for your patience, your educative tips. Let me put it that way. Thank you very much. Do I still have Nathaniel? Do I still have Nathaniel here?
Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
think. Okay, so Nathaniel, you've been very educative too. So do you have your closing remark and what you think about this whole social media, regulating social media and ethical issues?
Yeah, my own closing remarks is just like what Ambassador Lulu was trying to say. I thought that the solution to all this personal regulation is the best because like I have set up my own discipline already, the social media. I become someone using the social media for the whole 24 hours. I spend a lot of time in social media because I'm a blogger. Then I'm also do some social media network marketing. So like my own discipline, I have already disciplined myself that like anything that is above the law, I'm not in part of it. So like no matter what, I don't have time, for example, like phones, everything that can insult another person, I don't have that time to post that kind of stuff. So like personal discipline in the social media, I just thought that is the best. Just like how I'm already make up my own decision. No matter how I and you we are together, the moment you send me a video or a message, say, oh, Nathaniel, please refer this or make it, I'm gonna make sure that I go over the issue first, and then I think over it. Oh, is this good for everyone to see? If it is yes, I can do it. If it's no, no matter what, no matter how you pay me for it, I will not do it. So like personal discipline, just like what Mr. Obina has said, I think that it is the best for all social media platform users.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Thank you so much. And
Yeah,
Babatunde
so
is
this is
not
my
here.
home.
Okay, Babatunde is not here. He would have given us a vote of thanks. But once again, like I said when we started, this is a masterclass initiative, an affiliate with Africunia TV. I don't know if you, Nathaniel, Alusain, and Sabina have heard of Africunia TV. So we bring you news both in sports and sports, fashion, your daily news content and updates. So that's what we do. So we affiliated with today to bring you this wonderful, roundtable discussion. Thank you so much. So I would just say we've reached the end of today's masterclass section, and I would like to thank the three of you very, 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 very much. You made today a success, and we really appreciate it. So thank you for being here today and impacting knowledge to us. So I'm sure we've all learned one or two things. Like personally for me, the old Sierra Leone, I had no idea about the regulation of, of social media in Sierra Leone, but I can boldly say I know something about it now and I can talk about it. So thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So please do have a wonderful afternoon or evening, whatever the time is there, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.